Hello, my pretties. It's the Queen of Lions here. Welcome to episode 172 on Shadows and Pretties. And today we are going to be doing a review on another Winnie the Pooh movie. I know the last movie we did was called, oh yeah, Piglet's Big Movie. Today I'm going to be doing another Winnie the Pooh movie. And this movie is called Pooh's Heffalump Movie. This one came out in 2005 on February 11th. And this movie has pretty much Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, John Fiddler, who is Piglet, Ken Swanson as Rabbit, Peter Cullen as Eeyore. We also have Stranger, or what was it? Oh yeah, Stranger as Lumpty. We also got Calf Sauce as Kanga, and Nikita Hopkins as Rue. So, with that being the case, that being said, this was actually one of my favorite, childhood favorite Winnie the Pooh movies as a kid. I used to have this on DVD at one point, and it's a really awesome movie. Now, this one is the third adaptation of all the movies, such as the Tigger movie that came out in 2000, Piglet's Big Movie that came out in 2003. This is the fourth theatrical animated film in the Winnie the Pooh franchise that the Disney Toon Studios' third adaptation of the Winnie the Pooh stories. So, I'm going to go through with the plot of it for those who haven't watched this movie in years and for those who want to know what this movie is about. So, this basically, the plot starts off with Winnie the Pooh and his friends hearing a strange noise and found a set of large circular footprints in the 100-acre wood. His friends believe that this strange creature unknown as the Heffalump in the woods, so Rabbit organizes an expedition to go and catch it. However, Roo wants to come along, but the others tell him that he is too young and small to go. Despite this, Roo slips out on his own in search of the Heffalump. He finds one playful young creature named Lumpty. Now, of course, he had like a really long name, so basically Roo eventually gets afraid of being his captive at first, but they two quickly become friends and decide to play. Meanwhile, after a while, Lumpty hears his mother calling for them to come home, although Roo wants Lumpty to meet all of his friends first. So they head towards the 100-acre wood, where Lumpty hesitates, thinking that the creatures that live there are scary. However, Roo reassures him that the 100-acre wood is deserted. Well, sorry, I said desert. As everyone else is still searching for the Heffalump. Roo and Lumpty continue playing, making a mess of Pooh's house and Rabbit's garden, and the two friends hear Lumpty's mother calling him again. So they search for Lumpty's mother, but she is nowhere to be seen. So Lumpty uses his trunk to call her, but it does not work. After hours of searching, Lumpty assumes that they will never find her, so he starts to cry, although Roo consoles Lumpty with the song that he learned from Kanga. Then Roo gets the idea, as they could go find his mother and see if she can help. Meanwhile, when the others return home to find Pooh's house and Rabbit's house in a mess, they conclude that the Heffalump has invaded when Lumpty and Roo are discovered. So Rabbit thinks that Lumpty has captured Roo, and he and the others chase Lumpty through the Heffalump traps that they set up earlier in the film. Lumpty invades the traps, but Roo gets caught in the last one as Lumpty escapes into the woods. Roo frees himself from the trap and runs to find Lumpty trapped in the giant cage. Lumpty gets upset and hurt, thinking that Roo has lied to him about the inhabitants of the 100-acre wood being friendly. So Roo tries to free Lumpty and apologizes for everything, but finally Roo notices a rope at the top of the cage, so he climbs up and unties it. Feeling very grateful, Lumpty, Kanga watching the two interact with each other by a nearby tree, realizes that the Heffalump is her son's friend. However, Rabbit, Pooh, Tigger, and Piglet arrive and lasso Lumpty, while Roo yells at them to stop. However, they refuse to listen, but Kanga tells them to have Roo explain himself. So he tells the others that Heffalumps are not scary or mean. While Roo is explaining this, Lumpty stumbles and accidentally knocks Roo into a pile of giant, heavy logs, forming a makeshift bridge over a ditch. Lumpty and Roo's other friends try to help Roo, but the logs are too heavy for them to move. Eventually, Lumpty gets the idea, and he tries to call out for his mother. After a few tries, he eventually gets it right, and Lumpty's mother comes and tosses the logs aside, freeing Roo. Lumpty's mother is very proud that he has learned to call out for her, and Pooh explains to Rabbit why they should play in why Heffalump was in their wood, but of course she was only looking for her baby. They apologize for the misjudgment and befriended Lumpty and his mother, so eventually Roo and Lumpty get a little bit more time to play together before Lumpty has to go home, and thus the movie ends. Now, I could definitely say this was originally going to be intended as a direct-to-video release. Heffalumps eventually was mentioned in the Winnie the Pooh books, and they appeared only in the Nightmare sequence, along with fellow creatures such as the Woozles in the 1968 Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day episode. However, though, Heffalumps and Woozles have appeared in other Disney Pooh media, such as The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which is the animated series that came out in the 90s, was in the same style as the Heffalumps and Woozles from Blustery Day, as Carly Simon comes up with Lumpty's full name. Hefferfridge Flumpler prompted Heffalump Forth or something like that. And eventually, this was the final theatrical release film to ever feature John Fiddler as Piglet, as it also marked for the final Pooh film to be released in Fiddler's time, as he died 4 months later from cancer. This was also the final production of Disney Animation Japan. Once the film was complete, Disney closed the studio in 2004, 8 months before the film's release. I'm surprised that this film actually came out before the Disney Animation studio in Japan closed down in 2004. If it closed before this film ever got released or made, then this would have been lost and we would never get to know it or know this movie or seen it. But I'm surprised now that, that happened to be the case. So eventually Pooh's Heffalump movie was released on DVD and VHS in 2005 in the United States and United Kingdom. Eventually, it did get a re-release sometime, I guess, in 2005, in July 11th, in a later trilogy on DVD in 2011, along with the Tigger movie and the Winnie the Pooh movie that came out later on. So, yeah. Also, we have Carly Simon, who sang a few songs for this movie, just like how she did with the Tigger movie. No, not Tigger movie, I apologize. Piglet's Big Movie. I'm sorry about that, I kind of messed up a little bit there, but I could definitely say right now, Pooh's Heffalump Halloween is pretty much a sequel to it. But I'm going to be saving that for Halloween special because, it's just a Halloween movie, basically. But it's still pretty a good sequel. Eventually, this movie, the film made at least $5.8 million during its opening weekend, and per theater average was around 2,296 from around almost over 2,000 theaters. So, the film did pretty good. It generally received a positive, resulting in certified fresh, and it's a pretty good movie for a Winnie the Pooh film. When I watched this movie as a kid, I honestly really liked how the animation of this film went out. Just like with Piglet's Big Movie, the Tigger movie, and etc. I've always really found this movie to be, quite amazing. It is funny, too, because there were parts of the movie that was pretty funny, and I honestly really liked the Lumpty character. I honestly thought he was a pretty good character. I know Winnie the Pooh has, introduced new characters every now and then, But I could definitely say, Pooh's Heffalump movie is definitely one of them that actually managed to do, have a new character in this. So, I guess with that being said, I really thought this movie was, it's cute. I mean, there were parts of this movie that was funny and it was cute as well. I also really do like how this movie, the studio that made it shut down in 2004, but they were able to release it after that. Which, I mean, I was thinking they might have, canceled that and that whole plot of this entirely if they wanted to, but surprisingly, they released it after that the studio shut down. So, I mean, to be fair, I mean, if this film never got released, I honestly would have no idea how this movie would be existed if it never returned. But of course, with that being the case, I really thought this was a really nice movie, and I found it to be, the animation's good as well as the voice acting and the characters. I mean, it's pretty neat. So, I guess with that being said, you are free to have your own opinion on this movie. Like, if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. I respect your opinion entirely with this movie. If you like this movie, that's cool. If you don't like it, I respect your opinion entirely. So I guess with that being the case and with that being said, what did you guys think about this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this movie a lot better. Feel free to leave me now with your thoughts on this movie down in the comments below, because I like to hear what you guys think. As always, I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you're new to this channel, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, because I upload every single day, so you will not miss an upload if you ring the bell, so you'll get notified to all my videos. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.